Hello again, my name's Liza. Um, Good morning and welcome. Today, in honor of World Poetry Day, which was March 21st, and this month's UU theme of trust, we gather to celebrate the power of words, their weight, their beauty, their impact. Words may seem simple, especially in poetry, but they shape both our inner lives and our outer world. They can harm or heal, divide or connect. This is why, now more than ever, we must not only think before we speak, but feel before we speak. This morning, we welcome Poetry Pals, a group of local poets who meet here at UUCA. And if you're interested in meeting with us, just come talk to me after. My email will also be on the PowerPoint later on. But we meet with that group today so that they can share the reflections on trust in ourselves, trust in each other, and in the unknown. So may we listen with open hearts, knowing that every word carries meaning and power.
Hi, I'm Cindy Atley, and this is a poem in 2 parts I wrote in Many We Trust. 1. In God we trust. That is the official motto of the United States of America, adopted by Congress in 1956, signed into law by President Dwight Eisenhower in 1957. Me, just a speck in my mother's womb. There was no election or referendum involved, no sooty backroom deals either, though there could have been. Everyone smoked then, the embers on the tips of cigarettes glowing in ubiquity across the country. But there was an incumbent, e pluribus unum, out of many, one, the unofficial motto of the United States for the previous 180 years. We've just never managed to make inclusion official, have we? Our motto became an answer, not a question, an invocation, not an invitation, an instruction more than an insight. Me, I emerged into the sometimes beckoning, sometimes wavering light of this world, trusting inquiry. So tell me, please, of the God you trust. Are they a great mystery, slowly unveiling a truth through layers and layers of sacred secrets? Are they the ground of your very being, resting in your own love-centered heart? Are they the collective unconscious, embodying the unfurled energy of all time? Perhaps your God blows in the wind, or rises in the sea, or isn't anywhere at all. Me, I'm most sourced by awe and wonder, the beauty of this world and the people in it, the cerulean blue sky above us all. None of this came up back in 1956 or 1957, I can tell you. I was too young to trust Dwight Eisenhower or to ask my parents if they did. But I can tell you they voted for Adlai Stevenson twice. Adlai Stevenson said public service was the highest call of citizenship. He said we all travel together, preserved from annihilation only by the care, the work, and the love we give. Sounds like an e pluribus unum kind of guy. Defeated twice by Dwight Eisenhower in electoral landslides. The popular vote was much closer. 2, out of many, one. Me, I love the alchemy of that line. The poetic alchemy of it, the way it takes ordinary leaded words and burnishes them with a kind of gilded meaning. I trust that kind of transformation, where something will be formed and forged, crafted yet condensed while also getting larger than it ever was before. where the various, the manifold, the many may seem to be flung from a disparate, star-strewn sky, but constellated together when they land, where an interdependent journey is implied, where there are fellow manifest travelers for the road. I trust poets and lyricists who speak of these things, they who feel oneness in their sleep. Bob Marley said, one love, one heart. Let's join together and feel all right. Out of many, one. Bono said, we are one, but we are not the same. We get to carry each other, though we're not the same. We get to do that, he said. We have one life together when we do that. Me, I say we're privileged to carry each other. We are blessed to do that. We are of one love, one heart when we do that. E pluribus unum. I trust unexpected voices who speak of these things, they whose mission has been to see and hear the stories of others. Oprah Winfrey said, oneness is not a belief, it's a life force. Me, I say it's the pulsing, animating oxygen of being. It's the emergent, unifying, magical exhalation of us all. Out of many, one breath. Out of many, one beloved community. Out of many, one spirit of life. Come to us, come to us.
Back. This is a poem I co-wrote with Sophie Content, and it's called The Definition of Trust. Begins with a quote. Trust is when I make something that is important to me vulnerable to you. Brene Brown. It's growing cherry tomatoes with a novice green thumb, and waiting with patience for tiny sprouts to come. It's knowing the touch of plush moss will be a comfort to bare feet. It's feeling the spread of warmth as palms are held to fire's heat. It's watching storm clouds gather, counting seconds in between. Knowing thunder isn't far behind its stormy sibling, lightning. It's the scent of rain in the air before the sky's impending flood, taking in the atmosphere of the heavens just above. It's the steady breeze of wind, calm and able to carry seeds that pollinate this world that we have the luxury of sharing. It's how geese always fly south, migrating in the winter, then return so instinctively to enjoy some warmer weather. It's the small flutter of your heart, hoping you'll hear its silent wings. It's giving away tender love with the expectation of gentle things. It's in your wrist becoming soft and light, weightless like the earth, while resting safely within the outstretched open hands of another. It's speaking your opinion, no matter right or wrong. Even when doubt is present, we each honor our own song. It's leaving a door wide open in the forefront of your mind so that change is always welcome at any given time. It's giving friends the space to find their own way through when advice falls on deaf ears and there's nothing you can do. It's accepting conflict is inevitable. Anger may boil and then rise, but resolution will find a way as long as we are wise. It's letting people go when they're only here a season, realizing in the future you will see the reason. It's strength in vulnerability, showing off your scars, learning that our experiences shape the person that we are. It's following intuition, even if our ego will not hush, giving voice to stillness when everyone seems in a rush. Trust isn't always easy, and sometimes we might forget to ask ourselves the most important question: do I trust myself yet? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Allison. Hey! Trust, a word of warning. I caution the ones I nearly love. Be careful with people. Trust intention, not action. Action, not outcomes. Don't gamble your only body's weight on a possible bridge of potential planks that only form when feet are placed. Anything secured by living forms is guaranteed to drop away. But we can have a little faith. I'm largely convinced it's mostly safe to trust physics, relatively speaking. So enjoy believing that the sun exists throughout a moonless night. Be glad the songs you love won't become uncomposed. Find solace there in the presence of air. Hug the idea of a tree if you like, but hold loose to ones that grow. Once you commit to trusting nothing, you'll soon discover you've trusted something, because it too will change or go away. And while you make sense of being betrayed, be glad that your heart is wise enough to break and break and break. Thank you.
It's my last time up here. Is nature patient? I had forgotten the question posed in the contemplative moments that followed 20 minutes of rapid-fire writing. But the universe turned the pages of my journal so that I was suddenly and serendipitously reminded, is nature patient? I reviewed the definitions of each concept, nature, patience, and I am now convinced that nature is nothing if not patient. To be patient is the ability to accept or tolerate delays, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. Nature has so much to teach us in the name of patience. Nature waits, and for what is she waiting? For inevitable change, I guess. Trees become barren in the cold landscape of winter, and they do not panic. They do not grieve the loss of leaves, just as storms surge and lightning splinters that same aged sapling after it has embodied a bold spring, and the mighty oak does not become angry. It does not worry about its day of death, at least not to my knowledge. It embraces each season, each second, with a deep sense of trust I can only pray to project. Nature does not always know what comes next, but unknowing is not a burden. It is an unexpected gift. Let us learn from nature and try to trust the process. Thank you.
I'm Shauna Oshiro. Trust me. My daughter the other night, in hopes to delay the moment I'd turn out her bedroom light, asked, "Mommy, do you believe in magic?" As she waved her heart-shaped wand as if to conjure the answer to my mind, which did materialize as I paused and said, "Depends on what you think magic is." We imagine that the fairy queen flicks her baton and what's desired appears at once, as if out of thin air, but who's to say what went down in the microcosm of time we felt as merely a moment? What transpired between the stars and light that emerged from the instrument of this magical thought? Are we not also a mystery perpetually emerging from the bittersweet nothing that whispered the cosmos into existence? The God some men would name as science, that still cannot measure or perceive that which we can only believe is nothing but an absurd accident of miracles in slow motion to our sight. Birth to death, day to night, over and over and over again, life from a distant source of light in and around us, newly employed, that can neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed. And if this is what you mean by magic, how can I not believe and trust in it? And what must that mean about you and me, and my curious daughter whose body was formed inside my own, with cells that organize to serve every need she need not even ask it for? If she, if you, if me, if we come from the same source of mystery, connected inextricably to the vast, unending tapestry of light and energy, what then can we be but drops of that same magic, running freely, perhaps unaware but always belonging to the power that we learned to fear because we knew we could not know it as what qualifies for knowing here? Magic, power must be trusted, and I have learned this from despair. The moments where I crumbled, crying to the indifferent void above the air, "Lord, oh Lord, how come me here? And when can I go home? Or just away?" It seemed I got no clear answer other than I have to stay because people loved and needed me for nothing else than just to be here. though it seemed such a cruel impossibility when being was never enough in a place that claims in God we trust. Printed on the almighty dollar bill above the eye of providence, blinded to the horrors of a nation whose investments strip and rape their God's creation, denying its beauty and my own, which I cultivated as though it were my duty. But it's never enough and they don't want me. How come me here? I cry again. My soul told me to change what I can, to trust in love with all my heart, and lean not on what I understand. Remembering that all is connected, because if God said, I am that I am, not just what was made by man, the 1, 5, 10, 20, $100 bills in their desperate little hands, I am that I am is said to mean, I am what I decide to be. And that must mean God is me. Because how else did you, I, or we get here in this slow, instant, immediate, yet distant, miraculous mystery? So when I see anyone, anything I feel I can reach, I trust that I can touch with love, I also create a miracle, and they create the same in me, who came from ancestors downtrodden on a trail of blood and tears because their heartbeat kept them walking, moving, dancing to the rhythm of life that persists in abundance. I trust the substance of hope that looks me alive in the eyes, seeing through the thinness of despair, and says, Talitha Kupi, little girl, rise, for you are a manifest woman of love and light, destined to shine on every life, that they might see and recognize in you that they too are beautiful and divine. So I'm here to tell you and my child that I, yes, believe in magic, because I believe in the power of us to overcome the feeble imagination that we are not enough, when this power within reigns far beyond man's creation or constructs. You, I, we are parts of a single masterpiece. This is the treasure in which I trust. Even when it feels and looks like trash, fear and hate clash with what I think I know. Love holds me together, and I can let go. As we close, let us carry the spirit of these poems into our own hearts. Each of us holds an inner poem, a rhythm, a truth, a voice longing to be heard. Trust it. Be curious about the words waiting within you. Let them rise, take shape, and sing. Whether in silence or in sound, on paper or in presence, may your poem find its way into the world, offering light, connection, and truth.